Hi everyone, it's Pinay New Yorker and I'm trying to get into the live stream. I'm not sure I'm doing this correctly. It's a learning experience for me. Anyway, welcome to my live stream from New York. I might have to redo this because I can't seem to get in. Let's see. Thank you EJ and EA for liking. Okay, there you go. Um, Welcome to this anything goes random experimental live stream. So the last time I went live, I had an issue because what happened was I got cut out at 16 minutes. So I'm hoping that this time around I'm going to be able to stream for as long as I'm here. So, okay, so let's just try that again. Okay, so you'll see a lot of beads in front of me. I'm trying to sort my beads out to make some bag charms. So for this live stream, you're just going to see me unstringing and sorting the beads for another time. But I'm watching the chat feed here. So anybody who says hello, I will go back and visit. Thank you so much for joining me. So these are some crystals. I think we need to adjust it a bit. It's too far. Okay, there we go. Today is Thursday, which is actually the equivalent of our Friday because tomorrow, as everyone knows in the United States, is the 4th of July. So that's our Independence Day. And today I work from home. Just early close. I belong to a company that actually allows its employees to log off a little earlier than usual. You don't have to do a full day if it's the day before a holiday weekend. So I'm working with some thunder crystals or glass crystals. Etsy is telling me that bag charms have spiked up in terms of sales. So I'm trying to catch up with that trend. And for those of you who don't know, I do have an Etsy shop. It's in my links in the bio. I wish I could do more for the shop. I really haven't been doing anything the last year. Last year, I kind of tried to create new items with a minimum measure of success. So I have a ton of these glass crystals. I bought this from a bead store that was closing in Manhattan, which is so sad because there are just a lot of bead stores that have disappeared. It used to be that you could walk down 6th Avenue or Avenue of the Americas and go in and out of several beads and notion stores, and now the biggest of them, M&J Trem, is closing, although they've been saying they're closing the last year. A lot of their goods have already gone on sale, and I guess they're just trying to finish the lease and get rid of inventory. So for those who are in the Philippines, that's sort of the equivalent of, I'd say, Carolina's more than Wellmanson, because they sell lace and all those fancy fabrics for formal gowns and etc. Okay, so it's sad for us because there's a lot of things that you can get and you can only really get from them. You can get it from other stores, and that's really a pity. But I guess business hasn't been good, and the rent in Manhattan is really, really expensive. So I guess I can't blame them, right? Okay, I'm trying to play my original background music, which was composed by a friend for me upon my request. He's a very talented musician, so shout out and thanks to Arnold Haliores. I am grateful that I'm able to play my own music and I don't have to worry about CPR or copyright claims. It becomes a little tricky when you're trying to play music during a live stream. So, safest, do your own music. I actually want to do some background music for future videos. I still use the copyright free library that YouTube has available on the website. And if you guys edit on your PC, you'll notice that I think there's been a change to the way the music library is accessed. So one tip I can give you is if you're going to do the music library, save the sounds or save the music that you want to use for your films, your videos, because then that will enable you to repeat the sound. So put it in your library, just heart it. And then when you search for the music, instead of going to the main library, go to your own, and you'll see all the music that you've hearted, liked, or saved over there. And wonder of wonders, you can repeat the music. You don't need to, I remember before I discovered this, and I mean, might be a late discovery, I would piece together different types of songs just so I could fill in maybe a 20-minute video, which was fine. Please say hello if you're in the room so I can return the favor. I'm going to watch one of your videos, or at least a short or something, just to say hello. So otherwise, you can just watch me doing this here. I've always been a very crafty person. Hi, Rafjels! Maraming salamat sa pagdaan. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm giving you the jacket. And I will visit your website later, your video, your channel later. So, Raf Jels. This is not Kuya Raf, is it? No, I would think not. Okay, let me just check. Let's see what Raf Jels up to. Oh, well, you're not doing so bad. You're same as, you're just a little beneath me in terms of subscribers. I just have to confess though that I've been so lazy with YouTube lately. I used to actively seek and shoot videos to upload, but work and life and everything else has gotten in the way. I think 2025 has been such a slow year for me. It's a wonder that I finally hit 12,000 subs. And I'm hoping that moves on and on, but see, I'm not actively subscribing or visiting other channels like I used to. I'm not even participating in the live stream of MBTV. And I usually go there. I used to go there and do my premieres. The problem is that I don't have the time or energy right now to actually stay in the live stream, in the live stream of MBTV. So what happens is I feel guilty. I mean, if they're going to do my premiere, I want to be able to at least extend the same courtesy to them and be able to join their own premiere. So since I can't do that, work has been busy. I went home to Manila in March. I probably have like 4 to 6 videos that need to be finished. They're already half produced. I just need to voice one. The other one I need to put music in. And there's a ton of other subjects that I want to do. But, so tamad. I really haven't had the energy for YouTube. And same goes for the Etsy shop. And surprisingly, I made a sale. So imagine without doing anything, no promos, no social media, well, except for sometime last year, I was able to sell something that I wasn't even promoting. So I keep telling myself, imagine what would happen if I actively promoted it and I actively pursued it. I also have my Amazon influencer account that I really should focus on. So last December, my friend and I participated in a by invitation only promotion from Amazon, and there was the simple rule that you had to post videos of products which were under $10, and you got a commission for every video that you put out. I think I must have, I'm not sure if I put out around, I'd say 11 videos, and I earned an easy $650. Oops, I'm not supposed to say that, right? Oh, Amazon's gonna kill me. More or less. So it's not an exact amount, but I did produce the videos. I haven't been able to focus on my Amazon influencer account. I really should do more of that. And I know that crafting, the products that I have put out for crafting are actually the ones that are getting clicks and earning commissions right now. So if I could only focus on them, did my camera move? I think it might have done. So anyway, thank you so much. Whoever else is in the room, please say hello so I can return the favor later and visit you. So what am I doing? I'm unstringing crystals, which I will make into bag purses for the Etsy shop and for my Amazon creators videos. Um, I haven't quite gotten into Facebook, so I have friends who are into Facebook. I'm really more of a viewer there. Sometimes I ask people if you can please connect with me on Facebook, that would be great. I promise I will follow for follow. I am not so much on TikTok except as a viewer as well. So my focus has really been YouTube. And it's hard to focus because I have a day job. So the truth of the matter is I have a 9 to 5 office job. But the good news is my job is actually in the premises of Grand Central. So every day that I go to work, I have access to all these different, I have access to all these scenes I can document and create videos for. I think I'm missing my pinks. I thought I had set it aside, but I can't find it. So anyway, so bag charms. So according to Etsy, bag charms spiked over 200% in sales in the last year. So I'm going to try to jump on that bandwagon, but try to create bag charms that don't use charms, but instead use glass crystals and gemstones. So I have a ton of those. I didn't buy all of them here. Some I would usually go to Wellmanson or the stores around there in Quiapo and purchase some supplies. I love buying the pearls there. It's really different when you can see the pearls and you can actually hold them as opposed to just seeing them online, because with the disappearance of the bead stores from Avenue of the Americas or 6th Avenue, what has happened is majority of my supplies now I buy online. So I usually would have a ruler in front of me and then I would look at the measurement. Unless that's Rough Gels again, please say hello so I can return the favor. Thank you for stopping by. So this whole live stream really is also an experiment for me. The last time I did this, it froze at 16 minutes, and it looks like we're almost over that threshold. So if I get to 20 minutes, I'm grateful. I think it was the wrong phone that I used. Maybe my connection was bad at the time. It's raining a bit here in New York tonight. It's hot. I had my fan on, but I have my AC on right now. If you ask me, I prefer the heat in Manila with all its humidity, because here it's very dry heat. So what happens is when you go out, it feels like you're going into an oven. So it hits you in the face, and when you breathe it in, I just don't like it. I mean, I keep telling people, for somebody who came from a very hot country, a very hot climate like Manila, I just don't like the summers here. The heat is just too much for me. So I've so far done purple. This is old rose. This is baby pink. I have the greens in bags because I worked on them separately the other day. Let me just show you what I'm working on. I work in phases, so it's not like I start from start to finish when I work on something. Let me just find something to put what I will show you. I think this will work. Okay, maybe we can put this. So, instead of using chain, I do this with some of my glass crystal bracelets. I weave them together, and then this will have more crystals, of course. It's just the basic body, and then you'll see it will hang from a hook, which you can put on your bag. And this is the blue. I also worked with some greens. This one is a little longer. I do put green findings, and then I will also be working with some gemstones. So this is the green. So you can see it cascades down by a bit. There's a slight delay. Let me just see if I can focus. There you go. So that's the basic chain. I work with crystals for that. I also did some dark blue. So I decided to start with the crystals first, and then I will work on the gemstones next. Baby steps. There we go. So the thing is, like I said, I can't really work on this straight because I have a day job. You can just pull this back up. There we go. And we'll go back to stringing the crystals. So I have different focals already that I have made. So this is a big agate piece. Here's another agate. So this is going to be a dangle at the bottom. And then I have mother of pearl. This is milk of mother of pearl. So it's very huge and weighty dangle, which would look elegant on your Gucci bag, your Hermes, or your Coach bags. Right? So different compositions, which I will show in a later live or a later video. So before I was a content creator, this was what I used to do. I also do a lot of crafts. For example, I do all my caps, my beanies. So it's very rare that you will see me buy unless it's totally on sale. I can't find my beanie and it's really bad out there and I have to purchase a new one. Otherwise, I crochet all my beanies. I learned how to sew. So I do know how to sew clothes from a pattern. I'm not the best person to, but although you can easily buy, right? Why do I bother? I feel like there are things you want to customize for yourself. especially when you're like me. I'm a little chubby. Well, not little. I am chubby. So I have a rather rounded body. So sometimes some of the styles that I see out there are so pretty and nice, but they're just not tailored for me. So that was the reason. I also do art journaling, and I'm in the middle of doing an art journal for my niece. I have a niece who's 13 years old, just turning 13 soon. She's 12, so she is like a daughter to me. I don't have daughters. I have an only son who is into film. So he got, I guess, the creative streak from me. You know, yeah, I'm shamelessly claiming that was my gene that gave him that inclination. But no, I'm very proud of him. Very few people who go to college actually know what they want to do, but he's known since he was 11 that he wanted to be in film, which was wow, right? So if only for that, I'm very proud of him. And he's been submitting his film to festivals where he's been winning. Um, one of these days, maybe I'll do an interview. Although he refuses to collaborate. I don't know if it's just because he finds this very amateurish. Please say hello if you're in the house. Or, you know, he just wants to draw the line. Um, Mom is mom. But I am very proud. So he recently entered the Astoria Film Festival. There were 300 entries, 100 were admitted and screened. He got 8 nominations and he won 8, including Best Film and Best Direction and Writing, I think, and Cinematography. So I'm a very, very proud mom. I try to support him as much as I can. And, you know, my thinking is we want to give them the freedom to do what they want and to just be the artist that they want to be. And although a lot of people were discouraging him at the start, saying, you know, film doesn't really have that huge job market. I said, don't let people make you change your mind. Just go in. If you decide that's not for you, then finish the course, change your mind, and, you know, we'll see what we can do. Or, you know, you're free to be a rock star if you want, or whatever, as long as you finish your degree. So he's an incoming senior. 1 more year. I am just very proud of him. So, he's very interested in the Filipino culture, although, you know, he grew up here. He spent a lot of time with his cousins. My whole family is still in the Philippines. And, of course, making a Filipino film is on his project list. You know, those are some of the things that he wants to do eventually. I have to move this. So what am I going to do once this is all unstrung? I'm going to put this in a bin so that when I start doing the dangles tomorrow, I don't have to keep searching for the color that I need. So I'm trying to stay away from the oranges, the golds, and the yellow for now. I'm just trying to go for the green, the purple. What else do we have in here? See how gorgeous these are? I don't know that I would use them the same way they're strung. Usually I compile them into a bunch, sort of like a cluster. Because then you see how pretty it is when the light hits it. So that's what I really like. Gorgeous, right? So I don't need that. Do we have any more? Just going to pause for a bit. Mm-hmm. So I use headpins. My headpins are actually from Wellman Sons. I buy the 1,000 piece bags. They're usually bent, and then if you don't know your sizing, you won't know the gauge. And unfortunately, most of the available ones are the thicker headpins. So this is a headpin. It looks like a nail, pako. And the ones with the rounded loops at the end, like this one, these are called eye pins. Okay. Please say hello if you're in the house. So I usually try to put one of the bigger beads like this one. I would put this at the bottom. I'm trying to find the smaller one and I can't see that right now. Let me see if I can find it and I can do one of the purple batches here. And of course I can find it. Anyway, I had put it all together. Sigh of frustration there. So far I have been streaming for almost half an hour and I haven't been cut out, so that is success. So I think it was the wrong phone that I had used the previous time. So lesson learned there. Let me try and create a piece so that you'll see what I'm trying to do. So these are actually check pressed glass. So I do a lot of gemstones, like I said, and I also do a lot of crystals, but my favorite, if you ask me, is really freshwater pearls. So I buy that from either Green Hills or I buy that from Wellmanson. Although, you know, when I buy supplies like that, I try to think if it's worth the weight, given the baggage limitation when you fly. So it sometimes it's funny when my luggage goes through the initial X-ray. They're going to ask, "Ma'am, may dala kayong mga pako?" Because I guess these come out as like little pins and they don't know what it is. So I have to tell them, I'm a crafter, I do jewelry. And then there was a time that my brother, who packs my stuff for me, because at the end of the trip I'm really like wiped out. One time, he packed one of my pliers like this. I always buy from Wellman Son, so I come in maybe with just one and then I buy the rest there from my stocks. And he packed it in my hand carry. So of course it got confiscated. And one time we were going to Cebu. Fortunately, security let us through, but they taped everything. They taped the edges. So while it's cheap to buy this in the Philippines, the problem is there's not that much variety. And again, like I said, you have to worry about how heavy it will be or how much it would cost to bring that all out, right? I am trying to find I have a flat container which has the bagged crystals. And I can't see where it is right now. Oops, am I moving my camera? I am sorry. Hungry man, what are you? Woodsy, right? Oops, bakit wala kang jacket? Thank you so much for stopping by. I always see when you raise your hand, when you like my posts. Can I just give you a tip though? Please do not say the same thing every time because Lolo might tag you as repetitious. I saw that in one of the bigger channels of a Filipino vlogger who got demonetized. And he said that watching other people's videos and then leaving the same comment over and over, I guess he was cutting and pasting, was taken against him. So it's very important when you leave a comment, maybe you can leave a different icon. Maraming salamat again for always being there. I really appreciate the support. Although, like I said, I'm so tamad. I haven't really been creating lately. There are so many things I want to do for the channel. Like for example, I want to show you how much it costs in a day when I go to work. Of course, pamasahe is the first thing. The bus fare is $7 going to the city. I don't usually do breakfast. I do free coffee. So in my company provides free coffee, fancy water, fruit, all that stuff. So you really only need to buy if you're super hungry and you want a bagel, a pastry, or something. So usually I don't eat. I just have my cold brew. Oinax. Cold brew, yes. We do have cold brew in the office. So I do my cold brew in the morning. And then it's lunch where I spend. So minsan maswerte, there's leftovers from catering in the office. Some of our meetings are catered, so there's either breakfast or lunch. If there's none, I wanted to show how much it would cost. So on a typical day, yung tipid ha, and it's not a splurge, I'd say $7. So 7 for the pamasahe in the morning, 7 for lunch, and then I don't spend for coffee in the afternoon or fruit or snacks unless I want to buy, let's say, ice cream, or if I want to get some, I'd say, cookies or treats. It's hard because Magnolia Bakery is like 3 levels beneath me. So I just have to go down, as in literally, it's like going up from the fourth floor of Glorieta down to the, where the main area is. It's that near. And you don't even have to go out. So I have to resist that temptation. So on a typical day, it would cost me $21, more or less. I cook at home or I make a sandwich or I do something from the kitchen for dinner. So usually I don't spend for that. On a day-to-day basis, so $21 times 5. I'm usually in the office 5 days in a week unless my boss is out or there's a holiday, in which case I would work from home. So $21 for 5 days is already 105. Times 4 is 420. So imagine that portion of my income goes to just going to the office. So there are instances when I would spend for breakfast, but I make it a lunch, brunch. There's this pastry that I think I've featured in my shorts. I go to this Australian bakery called Bourbon Street. Oh, I'm sorry, Burke Street. And I love, love, love their almond croissant. But then the croissant, after the tip of $1, would cost me around $7. So that would mean 7. But then, if I had that, I would usually take it around between 10 and 11. That way I'm already full for lunch. So again, it's still $21. So it gets expensive when I go out or I decide to have dinner in the city. I rarely do that unless my son is visiting or in town, in which case it's either crispy pata from Mama Fina's, which he practically finishes, or Jollibee, which would cost me around, I'd say, $50 for the two of us. Because we do the 6-piece chicken, and then he does the rice, I do the biscuits, or I actually do the mashed potatoes. Thank you to the people who are in the house. So let me just grab, I saw the blue. So here's the blue. Since I already have much of the blue sort of already set up, and the green. Oops, something flew out. So I have a friend, and she says her husband was thinking of moving away from New York because it is an expensive city. I mean, when my son was growing up, kids eat different food. So they have cereal, they have milk, all that stuff. So it really pulls on the budget. But now that he's in college, the other thing that's pulling on the budget now is his dorm and his meal plan. It's actually more expensive than his tuition. This is in a CUNY or a city, a SUNY, which is a state university. So I had created this bracelet where I use different colors of crystals, and when you see how it just shimmers like that, so imagine if it was hanging from your bag and it would move as you move. I think that would be very, very pretty. So we'll see. Sometimes the problem is also pricing. So for me, I try not to go over 30% for cost. Etsy now encourages actually free shipping. So the problem with that is you have to absorb it in your costing. And sometimes shipping can be, especially if it's local here in the in New York, and you are shipping in a box, that can cost you anywhere from $4 to $6. International shipping would cost you $14 to $15. So I stopped selling internationally because of that. Because one time I had an item I shipped to Mexico, and you could track it as far as California. So when it leaves the US, you lose all form of tracking, and she told me she never received the item. So I did a refund because I didn't want to risk sending again and being told again that she didn't get my item. So that was sad, but that was also a lesson learned. So I said, okay, I'm just not going to sell outside of the US. So I have shipped out to Hong Kong, of course the Philippines, and the UK, and that last one to Mexico. So I decided no more international shipping, plus shipping rates tend to fluctuate a lot. So for those who mail a lot, just a heads up, they are going to raise postage prices in the US again come July 13. So for entrepreneurs like me, that's hard. So anyway, enough about the shop. Let's talk about YouTube. So like I said, I've been so lazy with the uploads. So I thought I'd try the live stream. Live streaming is really not my thing, but I figured I could try it. I really don't want to do silent live streams also, because for me that's sort of defeating the purpose of the live stream, although I might end up just leaving this here for the rest of the evening. O, diba? Okay, just wanna go. I'm not gonna force it. So how much am I planning to sell these things? I think for the crystals, I'd go for 20, 25. And the gemstones will have to go 30 to 45. And if it's a bigger pearl or a bigger gemstone, 50 up. So expensive, right? But then you're going for the bang for your buck. And the point of using the gemstones or semi-precious stones is really to give your expensive purses an additional oomph or wow factor. So I'm going to the yellow now. So like I said, I have been lazy with YouTube. I used to post, I'd say, 12 shorts a day. Now I try to stick to at least 2 or 3 if I can. I'm going to try to do more live streams. And then I'm thinking if I can find a good spot where the signal is good in Grand Central, I'm going to try to do it over lunchtime. Like maybe just for 20 minutes or something, just to show you what's going on. Lunch is usually busy with tourists, not so much with the commuters, because by that time, the commuters would be in their offices already. Diba? So I'm looking for the gold. Okay. So I'm tempted to put the same colors in the same bin, but if I do that, it's going to be hard. It's going to be a little hard when I start trying to find the right color or whatnot. And I assemble them. Well, for those who are interested to read and not watch me, I actually have a blog under PinayNewYorker.com. Sumusulat po ako. If I do right. And, what you call this? Again, that's a presence I'm trying to keep. I think between my birthday in April to June, it was like silence. Not that I don't want to write. I love to write. You know, that's my other passion, writing. But sometimes I start a post and then I'm not able to finish it. So what happens is it's left hanging. So I'm just going to put these two together and these two together so that I can have more room. So it's very easy for me to write. I'm trying to revive that. Why is the aircon is a little hot? Let's see. Okay, I get the remote. Let's see if it works. Did I have dinner? Yes, I had dinner. I had cheese sandwiches. You know, I don't really eat a lot. I eat very high calorie content food. Like I love chocolates. I love chocolates. And I usually don't bring chocolates or flat tops because we have that here. I buy a lot of Goya. And we have a lot of gourmet chocolate now in the Philippines, which my bosses love because they all love dark chocolate. They're expensive though. Like there's this chocolate brand that Cultura sells. I think one of the boxes I bought, it's Filomeno, but spelled Phy. Filomeno. I discovered that from Unimart, and a box would cost like 1,000 pesos. So it's a bit much, I know, but it's very very good. It's very very good. Green mangoes with dark chocolate, dipped in dark chocolate. So it's better than the regular brands that you see, but you will find it in the grocery too. So again, they're very colorful boxes. You won't You do have to look for them, but I promise you they're worth it. If you make pasalubong with that, your friends, your bosses, totally will get bowled over by the quality and the taste. Masarap siya talaga. Worth siya the 1,000 pesos. And they also have, I think, chocolate bars that sell for, is it 200 pesos a chocolate bar? I actually cheated and ate one of the sets I meant to give to my boss. Ang sarap. So it really is worth it. Thank you for whoever is in the house right now. Wow, 45 minutes and I'm still streaming. I'm not even spinning. So the last time, that was my problem. I think the signal was bad. So at 16 minutes, it started freezing. So I said, let me try. I'll do 1 hour and then let's see how it goes for the rest. Diba? So I have 2 phones. One is taking the live stream. You can see my hand. The other one, I'm trying to watch the chat from, so I can say hello to whoever says hello. So let me just try to find. So for the bottom, I always want to use, let's see, a bead cap or something. So I'm looking for my stock of crystals that have the teardrop shaped beads. Those are very dramatic and are a good focal for the bottom. So for example, if we use these, can I see? Okay, I can't see too much. Okay, there you go. Let me just open this. Okay, so if we try to do, for example, we try the bigger. If I do the purple, this is the style that I have used for the other. Not this one. This one I can do. This feels short though. But let's see. I usually use longer. No, I think it's the right one. I try not to do so many bead caps. I'm not a fan of those. I don't know, it's just my style. I'm trying to find right. Oh, I hear the ice cream man around. I actually don't go out. I usually have my own stash. Not this weekend. I think I've eaten enough ice cream this week, so I'm trying to keep away. So I'm going to try. Oh, it's hard to do in front of the camera, so let me go off cam and finish it. Okay. After I do, because it sort of broke my bead cap, which is a stone. So we're gonna do it again. Didn't work. I haven't really been doing this the last year or so, but once you know how to do it, it just takes practice. Sanayan. And when you know what you're doing, you don't really need to relearn it. So sometimes you develop new techniques, but you can really just do it from what you call muscle memory. Silence. We're doing this end because I kind of messed it up. And it's really hard to do on camera, so let me finish it on this side and then I'll show you what we came up with once it is wrapped around the way I want it to wrap around. So last week when I was working on the first clusters, my hand really hurt at the end of the afternoon. It's a lot of tugging and pulling, and although like I said, if you're used to it, it's not gonna be hard. It still pulls on your fingers and your skin, so you can just go wrong. I'm not happy with this. So see, that's the first angle, and we're going to chain other crystals to it to create a cluster. I don't have the smaller. This would be perfect if I had like. Why don't I have the purple for that one? Sorry. This is the smallest that I have, which would work nicely, but it's not what I want. Or I can use the darker one. Let's do the darker one. Let's do the darker one. So like what I said, I don't, I do, I chain them together. That way it won't fall from. So why is Pinay New Yorker doing jewelry? Because I don't want to sit in front of the camera and just blab on and talk and offer everybody connections. I wanted to be able to live stream doing something I planned on doing tonight, and this was what I was planning to do. So yes. And it's not meant to be a tutorial. You're just supposed to be here with me as I try to create my bag charm clusters of crystals. This is really a struggle if I try to do it in front. So let me work on it here. And blab away as I try to work on it. So I'm just trying to round this up. As you can see, it's a bit wonky. So this tool is really a jump ring maker, but then it makes the rounds more regular. So when you're working with crystals, you have to remember they break. So you have to be firm but also careful when trying to tug at the bead. So again, I try to square that away. There we go. So I already have two. I'll create more. So I try to create a chain cluster, and then I will add more crystals to each, excuse me, chain. Ooh, burping. Sorry. Didn't mean to gross you guys out. So one thing about live streaming is there's so many who do regular live streaming at this hour, and I don't want to offend anybody who might think I'm competing. I really cannot compete. I don't have a fan base. I don't do memberships. Why don't I do memberships? So here's the thing. I feel like when people subscribe to you, there's an expectation you would subscribe to their channel. So my thing there is, you're giving me $5, say. You're giving me $5 and I'm supposed to give you $5 back. So in essence, neither one of us is earning off of the subscription. And there is the expectation that if you subscribe to me, I'm supposed to subscribe to you. So I don't know. I also don't want people to feel bad, because honestly, I don't want to spend my money on that, and I feel like I wouldn't be able to subscribe to everybody who subscribes to me. So because of that, and the fact that I can't subscribe to everybody, so I don't want to make anybody feel bad, I have decided not to subscribe to anyone. Make sense? I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. But that's the logic behind why I am not doing subscriptions. So I want to add one of the bigger crystals on the fourth chain above. Oh my god, it's hot. I'm just afraid if I open the electric fan to boost the air into the dining room where I'm in, it's going to be too noisy for the stream. Oh wrong. We are actually here. So what are my plans for 4th of July? I'm staying indoors. No barbecue, just a private, smaller gathering. It's too hot anyway. And my experience with 4th of July fireworks is that unless you go to a further place or you're right there, it's so hard to view because it gets muggy, and it's like it's too much effort. I've done it twice. Once with my sister, and the second time with my high school bestie Donna when she was visiting from Australia. So been there, done that, and it's really a touristy thing that you do with your friends. And most of my friends like me are older and would rather celebrate the 4th of July a different way, besides having a bigger party or viewing the fireworks. And besides, there's a lot of fireworks displays. It's not just the one in Manhattan. So, yeah. That's me. Of course, you have to each his own. Some people love to do the party. I know my son and his friends love to go and view it from last year, I think. I'm not sure. I think they went to near their high school in Long Island City. There's a film high school there. Academy for Careers in TV and Film. And they had gone to the park, and all of them were there, which was a lot of fun. Young people. They didn't mind the heat. Yay! I've survived. I've actually survived an hour on this live stream. Thank you, YouTube. I'm just going to be off cam, just blabbing here, but doing the cluster separately because it's really hard to try to do it in front of the camera. But you know I'm here. And like I said, I might just leave this on silent later. And I don't know how to put that effect where you know that nobody's there and you have these bubbles or other streaming things. I will try and learn that later. So far this is what we've come up with, and I am continuing to work on this crystal cluster. So I'll just do another bunch of 1, 2, 3. There's 2 more. No, 3 more. So I can't believe I've been on YouTube this June. I celebrated my 2nd year. Wow. No, it's my 3rd year, so it is my 2nd year anniversary. I started June 2023 and then got monetized in October. And no, I am not one of those breakout YouTube stars who earn thousands of dollars, but I do know it's possible even on a smaller channel. So I have a friend, she does shopping videos. Stores like Lowe's will actually do collabs with you and give you sort of a gift card, and you can purchase, you know, your desired furniture from them and then feature it in your vlog. So I haven't quite gotten to that, I think, because, you know, like I said, I don't get to focus so much on creating content for the channel because of the day job. So I know that's not an excuse, but that's the truth. And what can I do? The day job pays for the bills. One thing though, for those who are broadcasting from the US, if you would have filed your tax papers for the AdSense account, you can actually charge your trips overseas as expenses if you do videos in the destinations you go to. For example, when I go home to Manila, I do expense that trip because I do a ton of videos there. And although I haven't done any collabs, maybe next time when I go back, I have had a lot of content creating done. And when I am usually on a plane, also a big tip, that is a very good seller if you do your video the right way. So some of my evergreen videos are about the trips I've taken. And something I've been working on is a video on how I purchased my You know how I go about purchasing my tickets for my trips. So I've always wanted to do that because one of the trips I took, I paid, I'd say, $1,200 for my ticket. The person behind me paid over 2,000. The one beside me paid even higher, but they didn't buy direct. So I have flown several airlines in the 24 years I've been in the United States. And I've flown several Asian airlines as well, like Korean, which was my last trip in March. I've flown Philippine Airlines several times. I've flown Asiana, Cathay Pacific. Back in the day, I had also flown Northwest, which is now Delta Airlines, and then they would code share with JAL, so which is Japan Airlines. I am not a travel agent, but I've shopped. I'd like to believe I've really gotten the hang of shopping for these flights. I'm gonna try to stay for another hour. Ambitious, right? And then I'm going to see how that goes in terms of, there's one or two coming in. But at least I'm able to see how my feed has gone much better than the previous one. Where, like I said, I got cut out at 16 minutes, like 16 minutes. At first I thought it was a problem with uploading it, but then even that, at the end of the day, oops, I have to redo this. It broke the crystal. No, did it? No, I don't think it did. So anyway, what happened was I cut out at 16 minutes, but then at the start, if you looked at how far the video was going, it was actually moving. So I don't know what happened. I was on for like 47 minutes, but it only uploaded and recorded 16 minutes of the live stream. So hopefully this is going to be a much better experience. It looks like it will be. It is tiring to keep talking. I don't know how MBTV does it for like 3 hours every night. No, but they do premieres over there. So she has a lot of people to talk to. And she's on. So if you're so inclined, MBTV is on. Another live stream I usually go to is Bonsaiistang Lumpo. So she's a person with disability who used to be a scout ranger, believe it or not. And now he does magic with bonsai. And, I really envy him. I don't have a green thumb, but he has such beautiful babies. I call them his babies. And he has a very funny and entertaining live stream. There are like 4 of them that go live all at the same time. They do the same thing. They support each other for premieres and connecting other channels with other Filipino channels. So there's a lot of good that you'll find if you connect with fellow Filipino YouTubers. One thing that I've found very heartening is that there's so many of us here, and we've come from all walks of life. There's a lot of OFWs from all sides of the world. There's also a lot of professionals, artists, and just regular folk who want to share their bit with the world out there. Okay, so I've done my. Let me show you what I've got. So here's my cluster. Again, this is just a skeleton, so this is not it. This is just the bit portion. I mean the main chain. So I'm going to put more crystals around it. It's supposed to be a cluster, literally. And then it's going to hang from a keychain. It's to be used as a bag charm. Okay, I think we're good. My hands are tired. It is very tired. It does bear heavily on the hand. So, kakangawit. Are we going to make it to 10 o'clock? That's the question. So, thank you so much to everybody who dropped by. I'm very happy. Yes, I'm still here. Just resting. So, this is my purple. So, what I do is I will attach other crystals to the chain. So, instead of attaching the crystals to the chain, this way they will not fall off. So, these are the clusters, but I do have the chain to work with, which I will use for another style that I want to try. Let me just check what I have. Pink, but the problem is I don't have the large pink. Maybe I can use this. I can use this. So I just love this. This is glass though, not metal. So it's a very good bottom dangle. I think I can work the double. So we'll do the double. So sometimes I want to ask those who live stream how much they earn off of the live streams, but you know, it takes dedication and a certain skill talking to people because you have to be online for 3 hours. I'm not a fan of silent live streams. I just might do that for the other channel I'm trying to grow. I have Shorts Etc., which is the sister channel of Pinay New Yorker. I have 900 plus subscribers there, but almost 0 watch hours because I have totally stopped uploading, which is so bad. So the idea there is all my videos on that channel are 5 minutes or less. Plus, of course, the shorts. So the problem is I'm so focused on Pinay New Yorker. Because Pinay New Yorker is already monetized, right? So it's understandable why it's my baby. I think I just really have to organize how I create for these channels that I have so that I don't, you know, lose focus. Okay, so first angle done. So this is very simple, just like that. So that's going to be at the bottom. And the good news is I have several of these crystals here. So if I put that there, so these are the same colors. And then I can intersperse them with the baby pink. This is a rose quartz. So they're sort of the darker color. or I can just intersperse them with the same size but different. Oopsie. Right, I lost my music. Sorry. I really have to have this in front of me. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to watch this weekend. I've already watched Squid Games. So, spoiler alert, there is a big star at the end. If you haven't watched yet, watch the last episode. I think they gave it a good ending. So it's not half-baked. It's not disappointing. At least to me, it's not. I mean, realistically, you can't really expect the main character to survive 2 games, right? So I sort of knew that if he went back, he would end up dying. Oops, spoiler alert! No, but you should watch and you should see how the game plays out. So the interesting thing there is one of the favorite characters in the entire show is a trans man. I forget the name of the character right now, but he's trans. He used to be former army, but in the game he's trans. And if you watched Queen of Tears, he's the bad guy there. So in Queen of Tears, he's all macho. So apparently the truth of the matter is he is not trans in real life. But he played one so well. So he had makeup, he had the nails, but you know, when it came to doing combat in the game, he was the man. So you know, in Korea, in South Korea, they're all required to render military service, and he seemed to have been part of a special unit. So he had the skills. So you'll see a lot of action from him, but I didn't recognize him when I first saw him, but then now when you see all the clips of the cast who made the rounds of the shows and everything, you will recognize him and you'll see, oh my goodness, that is the guy. He was the bad guy in Queen of Tears, which, by the way, is one of the K-pop dramas I wouldn't mind watching again. Plus, both shows have now been translated to English, so you don't have to worry about having to read through the translations. I think that helps because they know that, they really made it big here and they want to keep the audience or grow that audience. So, but what better way to do it than save your audience the trouble of having to read through the translations, right? Happy Friday, Manila! So in New York, we're still on Thursday, but tomorrow is a holiday here. It's our Independence Day. Let's see. I'd ask my siblings to watch, but they're probably still asleep. So we'll do the same thing we did. 3 of the tubes and then one of the rounder one, the rundels. My brother usually greets me in the morning, and he probably has greeted me on Facebook to say good morning. He's a physical therapist in one of the big hospitals in Manila. Let me just check. He usually says hello like that. There you go. Love you more. Let me just share. So I heard it's been raining in Manila. And let me just share the live stream with him. And I said maybe he can watch. Share. So I'm just copying and sharing this with my brother in the hospital. Let's see. Okay, so I hope he sees that. Let me just say hello to one of my titas who's not a tita. She's actually the mother-in-law of my brother. But she's like an auntie to me, so she's our extended family. Good morning po. Okay, let me just put that in. So right now I have 3 crystals here. So I tried to grow that into a cluster or chain of crystals. So for this one, I'm going to keep going. But I'm going to sort of put in one of the light pink ones. So we're using this, but we're going to insert one of the light pink ones. Just to add a different visual variety. Are you on, Nikki? Just wave in the comments. Wave in the comments if that's you, Nix. So we greet each other every day. So yeah, I love that social media connects us with our family no matter where we are. Oops, he left. Maybe it's not him. Anyway. My entire family is still in Manila, so only my son and I are here. Which makes it hard sometimes, but after over 20 years, you get used to it. And although from the start I said I'm going to retire in the Philippines, my son's arrival in my life changed all of that because I know he will be here. So it's hard to think of really moving there when I know that as he gets older and he has his own family, he will actually be in the United States. He's not going to move there. And one time, I actually told him, I had a conversation with him and said, anak, if it comes to that point where you can't take care of me anymore, send me home. And I was so heartened when he said, I can't do that, Ma, it's too far. So at least I'm heartened by the thought that he's not thinking of getting rid of Mama. Of course, I don't know what the future holds. Right now, it's just him and me. But, I haven't closed my mind to any other possibilities or configurations, as they would say, of our family in the future. And like I said, eventually I'm hoping he has his own family. And yeah, I'm going to help take care of his grandkids. Well, that's a long ways off. You know, I make no bones of the fact that I'm actually almost 60. So it heartens me also when people, it flatters me when people say, oh, you can't be almost 60. I said, yes, I am. It's ancient skin. We do have better skin because we have more melanin, and that's a scientific fact. We don't wrinkle as fast as the Caucasians. Plus, it's diet and, you know, our disposition. We're happy people. We're not immune to problems. We have problems like everybody else, but we're happy people, right? I agree. We are very happy people. So you don't even see it because the first two are the dark roast, but you don't even see it. And then we're going to put in one of the rondelles, the old rose, same color as the base, as the main. There we go. So during my previous live, I tried to do postcards then. I also do send out postcards. And right now I have this project where I'm sending a postcard every day to myself. So it's sort of like it functions as a postcard journal. And yeah. So I was decorating postcards in that 47-minute video that only uploaded a total of 16 minutes, which is a real bummer. But sometimes technology just won't cooperate, and you have to be ready for eventualities like that. So now I guess I'm trying to test how long YouTube will let me stay on, or how long my signal will be good for. I mean, if it gives me 2 hours, it gives me 2 hours. And in the meantime, I'm doing my stuff, right? So it's not lost on YouTube. It's time well spent. So one thing I try to do, if you have this tool, is it can help you round out. So if you see it's not evenly circular, you can press on it and round it out and remove the bumps. See, it's not perfect yet. It takes some working. You really have to go around the circle to help distribute, but you can remove any sharp corners. Okay, so we start again with the old rose, which is this. So here's a funny thing. I tried to set up a live stream for 3 p.m. this afternoon because I was logging off work at 2. And of course I forgot about it. So I scheduled the live stream and I even put it as a post, but nope. I missed my own live stream. Life happens. Right. And go back to the light pink. See if my brother responded. My brother is not online, but my best friend in Long Island is. Let's see. I'll just send this guy. I'm trying to find other people to send this to. I can't find the person I want to write. Let's see. So you'll see that the difference between the two beads isn't even noticeable, but you actually see it when light hits it. So the finished piece is where you'll see the effect of using the two different shades or colors. And of course it fell. So I need one more off. Almost 2 hours and I haven't been booted out. I'm just really trying to figure out the live streaming bit. And then I'm hoping if it does work out, I can do it more regularly. It doesn't have to be an all-nighter. It can just be a few minutes every day. Like maybe you can join me for lunch. So like Ate Tere does that. You'll see her doing her dinner. And yeah, just stay there. Not that I will show what I'm eating, but maybe, you can join me in the lounge or as I explore and watch people in Grand Central or if I'm eating somewhere else. I tried to get up from, Jan Bran. Jan Bran is one of my pamangkins who is not my pamangkin. So, he's like pamangkin. John Brand, I'm just trying the live streaming feature of YouTube to grow my channel. Are you subscribed? You better be subscribed. Ganun din ako. John Bren is from the province of Laguna. Right, John Bren? I miss you too and I love you. I always... Did we see each other the previous... No, I think we saw each other... Yeah, we saw each other, right? Was it November or did we see each other April? This March. So I go home every year and I have this limited number of people that I really go out of my way to see. So that's what we have so far. Okay, see, I love how the light hits the crystals. So it makes for, oh yes, November, and I got a very nice present. He had somebody do a charcoal sketch of me. Thank you, thank you. I will see you next March. So I'm trying to time my homecoming now to March when my mom celebrates her birthday. And for as long as mom's around, I'm going to try to go home every year. Thank you so much for stopping by, John Brown. See ya again. So I'm just trying to do 2 hours. Or maybe just leave it on silent live stream here. After 2. Go, I know you have a lot of things you're doing, Jen Bren. Thank you for stopping by. And I think I figured this out. Wow, 2 hours almost. Thank you so much to everybody who stopped by and is stopping by. So lately what I've already watched Green Bones on Netflix here. And I also watched Uninvited. I'm waiting for them, although I don't think they will. I'm waiting for them to show The Kingdom, the one with Vic Soto. And The Breadwinner is already available. I haven't had a chance to watch that though. And maybe this weekend, I don't know. Depends. If I find the time, there are people who want to do other things, and I have to be nice. Here we go. So, again, you can take care of that, take care of that. So again, this is this cluster. So I'm still, like I said, I'm going to put more crystals. There you go. So that's what I created, and oops, sorry. There you go. If you are here, please say hello. Okay, so see, so you can see how it is a cluster and it is a chain also. So I pride myself with doing that instead of putting the crystals on chain. So that's another one. So far we've done two tonight. Besides unstringing the crystals and putting them in bins. So this is the second, which is a combination of purple. Okay. Oops. So these are supposed to be bag charms that I will continue to work on later. Okay. Am I going to do a third? My hands are tired. My hands are kind of tired. Okay, I can't really chat. Somebody's trying to chat me up on the chat on Facebook. Otherwise, you're just going to get dead air. The music you're hearing is from the composer who is watching. Hi, Arnold. Thank you so much. So this is Pinay New Yorker's theme, Knox. Yeah, I specifically requested for something jazzy. It was supposed to be for my podcast, which sort of didn't take off because podcasting means writing, and I've been very irregular with my writing. So yeah, I have to explain the concept of a live stream to my siblings so they know that they really can't do later. They have to do it now. As in now, I'm trying to find. That's a nice kind of blue-green, right? But then I'd have to unstring it. Okay, so I'm trying to decide if I'm going to hang out for beyond the 11 minutes remaining on the hour, or am I going to continue this as a silent live stream? I'm trying to see the effects. Where do you see the effects? Let's see. Green screen. No, we don't want that. Nope. Wrong. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that. How do you turn that off? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. So I need to take that off. Turn off. Oh, there you go. Look at that. I can do retouch. I can do off. I don't really need to filter chat because there's not much chatting. Arnold, say hello on the chat. Leave a comment. Okay, so today, this afternoon, I actually spent my afternoon watching other successful YouTubers give tips on things to do. And I always think like I'm there to learn from others. I also want to share what I know. And sometimes people access only from their phones, so they miss out on updates that can be seen from your dashboard. And also, you have to focus on copyright infringements. You know, the funny thing is, my most stolen videos are those of fire trucks. So when I hear the siren blaring, I always take out my phone and get ready for the fire truck to zoom by. So anything as simple as a fire truck leaving the fire station, and there is one very near me, because I live in a highly residential community. When you see the fire truck leaving the fire station and it pulls out and it goes off, or you see a fire truck approaching and it disappears across the street, I always get those clips stolen 100%. So I can always request for them to be given a notice of a 7-day leeway to take down the video. But for me, if you steal my video, I want it taken off immediately. So there are even people from TikTok stealing it, and then somebody steals the TikTok video and puts it on YouTube. So I only really see the infractions on YouTube. So you have to look at your copyright infringement. Comment below. Somebody's. Oh. Okay, the composer is in the house. Arnold Hilliors, thank you so much for the theme song that you gave me. I have to add you as a moderator so that you can speak freely, and you will now be in blue. You won't be a stranger hanging on. So the problem is there's a lot of American YouTubers, Filipino YouTubers who go live at this time. So I'm literally competing with hundreds of them out there, and a lot of them have their own audience already. So this is one way we earn off YouTube. People who go into the chats, how many people visit, yeah, oh shy. So how many people visit and how many people actually participate. So the fact that you said hello, that's a plus for me. I'm probably earning like half a cent. So the last time I tried this, which was I believe last Saturday, I was online for 16 minutes. Although I was blabbing on for 47, I didn't realize I was spinning beginning at the 17th minute. So today, surprisingly, I switched phones, and I guess the internet reception is good. It's on wireless. Um, I have been online for an hour and 54 minutes already. Wow. Some people will do this like silent live streams, which I really don't like doing, because to me it's like, okay, what am I looking at? But I might do that after hour 2. And I finally hit 12,000 subscribers. Yay! I think as of tonight, I am at 12,025. Well, diba? Which is heartening, considering took me a while to bridge 12,000. I think it took me 2 months. So I was at 11,900 and something forever. And then I finally hit 12,000. Was it just last week? I think. So, hold on. I'm trying to check number of subscribers. There you go, 12,025 subscribers as of today. I haven't uploaded much. I did upload my Wordle, which I would suggest people play. It's very good mental exercise. So I'm going to show you my Wordle short in a bit. So this was 1.5 minutes, but I sped it up, and I think I guessed it. Let me just see. I guessed it in Oh, I didn't say, but I was able to guess the word. So, after the song finishes, I'm going to show you my Wordle short, which I hope I was able to put the correct music on. Just waiting for the... Okay, let's stop that. I'm going to show you my Wordle short. Okay. I'll just show you. Oops. Epic fail already. Hold on. That Wordle short was actually... What happened? Yay! So see, that was me on Wordle. I highly recommend it. I am a New York Times subscriber, so I get that every time. I used to play it every night, but I've stopped again because life gets in the way. So now that I've sort of figured it out. It does take a bit of a setup. I'm hoping to do this maybe during my lunch break, if I'm caught in the city and there is space and signal to do a live stream. Maybe I'll do it again from Bryant Park where I've done it before. And you'll see my notification ahead as a community post announcing. Most of my live streams prior to this Saturday and today were just like random. But now you see I even have the thumbnail and also the announcement. The funny thing was, again, for those who are just tuning in, I had planned to do a live stream at 3 o'clock. I set it up at 2 p.m. for a 3 p.m. live stream. I forgot about it. So, yeah. So, I'm back. I'm doing this. And, oh, we've hit the 2-hour mark. Yay! So, I'm thinking, do I keep going or do I just go silent for the rest of the live stream? I don't know how to set up, the silent live stream effect. Let's see. There are 2 people in the house. So I can't quite figure out how to put those bubble effects. Let me just restart the music again. I'm trying to figure this out. And obviously I can't figure it out. Hmm. I am tired. Today was a working day, although a short working day. We had early close, like I said earlier. So I was able to log off at 2 p.m. I worked from home, so there was no commute, and I even got to wake up a little later. So usually when there's no commute, I can wake up just right before logging on at 8:30. Or I actually started working at 8 today. Hmm. So I'm trying to figure out. Let me find out. Hmm. I am just trying to Google doing silent live streaming. So there was actually another platform that invited me to join, um, but they're mostly on political discourses and opinions and stuff like that, which I don't do. And their studio platform was not as helpful as YouTube, so I couldn't put on music. I had to upload a video with music already, which might present a problem as um, as far as copyright is concerned. Hmm, I still can't see it. Can you mute? Hmm. Because sometimes I see people with those bubbles so that it shows that there's no host behind the camera. Hold on, let me just see. I prefer the stars. I don't really like the bubbles. Let's see. Hmm. I still can't see it. Again, this is a learning process, and I'm not pretending to be an expert here. I really am not. In fact, it's one of the few times that I got to live stream straight for 2 hours. Wow. Let's see. Oh, sorry. So I'm watching somebody's video showing how to add bubbles in YouTube live streaming. Do I see? Okay. Have to show how I added my bubbles design. Oh, I get it. Hold on. I'm going to start saying goodnight. And oops, no, we don't want the green screen. I still can't figure it out. Hold on. I think I missed it. How'd you say? I don't get it. I still don't get it. Okay, so she's saying view the pictures and then did I get that right? It's supposed to be at the bottom. Done. So am I supposed to? Nope. Sorry. Hmm. No. Okay, I have to say goodnight now. Thank you so much for visiting. Arnold, please hit the like button. It's the thumbs up on the top. So I get another like from you. I only have 3 likes here. Thank you. Now I have 5. Happiness. But I still can't figure out how to do the silent live stream. Anyway, if I do that, I'll do that later. Thank you so much for watching. This is Pinay New Yorker signing off.